this data, how did you come to your conclusions?
I would say you go through the analysis of the data. It's very long, it's very tiring, but the good thing is if you have different sorts of data, so for example I had interviews, loads of hours of interviews, and then I had documents that were from each organization, and I also made my own observations, and I talked with people as well. That was really important through the process, to talk with people, tell them what you find or what you think you're going to find, and see how they reflect on it. Then what happens is that this process is very long because your brain is kind of sucking all the information. And what I did is that I left it for a while. I went away for a week and I didn't touch the data. And when I came back, things were kind of molding and, mixing together and making a lot more sense. So in terms of conclusions, what is really hard is that when you actually make a statement in the end saying this is what this is proving, I don't think you can really do this because you're only showing something very complex. You're trying to go in very much detail about a phenomenon. And if you think you have found a fact, it's a good thing to kind of present it in a way where this is only particular to what you have done. So obviously very soon some things are going to fit together, like some of the documents are going to evidence some of the interviews as well as your observation. So it's going to make sense, and you're going to find out, for example, well, this is how the organization is thinking. But then you haven't interviewed everyone, you haven't, looked at everything. So in terms of conclusions, yes, I would say that you have to go through a process of analyzing it, but just leave it so that you're able to think about it and nurture it slowly. And then you can maybe start and say, well, this is what might suggest,
And did the research hypotheses help?
Obviously it did, because you end up, in interviews, people speak and speak, and you end up with a lot of data that's not necessarily related to what you're supposed to do in the first place. So you always have to stick to your hypothesis or research questions to make sure that you have a clear boundaries to what you're studying. In terms of case studies, the boundaries are really important because then you could go on and study a whole lot of different things.